The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Happy Roll Call Friday, everybody. What's up? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault. David Ross will be on by here in just 1 second. Ducking UFC 305 on a little bit later than usual because we got all sorts of things going on here and conversations to be had about a variety of good things happening tonight, tomorrow, the weekends, and next week for us at Circa Live. Dave, it's going to be a fun show today. We got a lot to talk about.
We do. That's a stacked rundown that you sent very early this morning. We've been trading texts all morning. We got things. We got appointments tonight here in Vegas. Tu Wong Wang is here to make his triumphant return back to Vegas.
This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Monday in terms of multiple people saying getting signed up. Like, it is definitely August. Like, welcome back, August.
It is crazy because we have so much going on over here up in the Hamptons, which is what I call the house. Camp Sharapan is getting ready to end the summer session officially. Next week, the kids are going back to college. Little one has started, or we'll have something favorite thing about today. But got a big surprise yesterday from Little Consig. And you know, I was the last one in the house to know. You girl dads know. Sometimes it's better to not know until it's too late or till it's last. Like, right. I like to be first to know, and then I can help.
Right.
But sometimes, as the dad, sometimes being last to know is okay. Like yesterday, it was good to be last. I like to be first. A lot of people here today because it's Roll Call Friday. I wore, look at this thing. The Lewis shirt.
Love it. Live from
Chicago. To go
Chicago.
along with your hat. That thing matches. It's the BVB Live from Chicago shirt that, we went and did that show.
I'm wearing this
talking
for Rossi.
to some people about some things.
Rossi.
There we go.
Talk some fighting with Rossi.
Big fights. We got football. We got baseball. You know what? I just realized this.
Yeah.
It's Skeens Day.
Correct.
It didn't even make the rundown.
Yes, it did. It's better to book it.
I saw that. Okay. That's the only mention of Skeens Day?
Well, your team has lost 10 games in a row.
Don't remind me.
Do we really want to talk about them? No, we can talk about a bet that I made on them, but we're not going to talk about the Pirates. It's football season. You even said it yourself yesterday. I mean, I'd rather talk about Russell Wilson starting on Saturday for you guys than talk about Paul Skeens and the Pirates.
Fair.
It's a dirt nap.
That's fine.
It's a 10-game losing streak.
I mean, Pat was on this morning and he was talking about Goodell said to him that he don't like the postseason. The commissioner of the league don't like the postseason.
The way the NFL does it?
Roger Goodell told Pat and the boys at the draft, I'm not a real big fan of the postseason.
Any of it? Or the format?
I don't know, but they were talking about them joint practices and how they're going to be a big part of going forward, what the NFL's doing, et cetera, et cetera. And I tweeted the soundbite because Pat said it, and I was like, I almost said, well, who likes the postseason? Did you watch the game last night with your guys?
Did you mean preseason?
Preseason. Did I say postseason?
You said postseason. You've been saying postseason.
I got postseason on my mind because those are the games that are important. I ain't talking about the preseason.
Because I was confused I was like, wait a minute. It's like postseason. If it's postseason, like that's a big deal. Like, how do you fix that? Because that's wild cards and everything else. No one likes the preseason. Yeah, nobody likes the preseason. No. But I mean, if you're a gambler, one of the fun things here to jump in on, Atlanta, Miami, Giants, Lions, Seattle, and the Chargers, Patriots, Eagles. 4 games involving teams that all had a joint practice. Do you know what the common thread is for all 4 of those teams?
Under?
All 4 of those games went under. So Saturday, Cincinnati, Chicago, go through the list. Teams that are having joint practices because they've already shown everything in the joint practice. They're not showing anything to each other in the game.
I would argue that the joint practices are the iron sharpen iron type things that guys are killing each other there to fight for jobs. And then they get to the games and it's like, I've seen enough of you. I'm sick of you. We're out. Let's get out of here. We got the uniforms on. This is fancy, this and that, but they ain't showing nothing. Another under last night. We almost come out of retirement for the B squared play. I felt it. If you guys watched the show and you knew, I hope you did it because that was a smooth, easy under. I mean, you just got right in and right out, baby.
It was fun.
Nice.
Like, so I was watching it before I left and I was like, all right, it's 10-3. Drove to the Wynn, was walking to dinner. We were walking around, and then we went by the place you and I had lunch, that little sports area. So I was like, oh, late third quarter. It was, I think it was still 10-3, late third quarter. I was like, all right, I'm going to dinner. We're all good. No worries. We got the under. Amanda was like, what? I was like, won the bet tonight. We're all good. She's like, oh, good. Okay.
Okay. And that was the last mention of the game.
Correct. We didn't talk about the game after that. There was no mention of the game because I won the bet. I knew we were good.
See, this is good. It's all the universe happening. You know, you're back in the ring. You know, I had my title shot. I've been training all summer for my title shot back in the ring. Everybody's getting ready for football season. You're out to dinner with a bet, not thinking about it, not talking about it. It's great.
Well, I won, so it's easy. So it's just, and in the restaurant that I went to, they don't allow you to take your phone out. So that's
even better.
I think more, I mean, Amanda and I were talking about like dream places of like, if you're going to open up a restaurant, like, I think I would do that. I think I would say, hey, I don't want you taking pictures like crazy. I was like, if we see your phone, we're going to ask you to put it away.
This is the dream for the BVB grill. I don't know what we're going to call it, but when we get this place and we'll have a window.
Oh yeah. Have a book in it.
We're going to have like a Hollywood type place to come and take pictures out front with a nice background.
Right. Yeah. You do it there. Like
take
we had
all
someone
you want, promote what you want.
Yeah.
You get one picture of the food that you can put out on social.
Okay.
Otherwise, put your phone away and enjoy dinner and the ambiance of being out together at our joint.
In a company, just be with their company and not look at your phone and have your phone. I mean, she's much better than I am with that. I mean, I'm on my phone constantly. She's not really. She has it out for like
watch.
This? Of course, I'm always wearing the watch, but like I just look and see and buzzes. And I look and see, but like it's not like I had a long sleeve shirt on, so I couldn't see it all that often, and I wasn't paying attention to it. I hadn't had a drink of alcohol in I don't know how long, so it was awesome just to go out and have a drink. I was like, this is great. Gotta, I needed something for my back. I was like, need something there. Call it the BVB mess hall. Blue Spader. No.
Whoa, Blue Spader.
Mess hall.
That sticks with all the
Brigade.
Themes of the
does. Yes.
If you're here today for the first time, please, right now, in about an hour, 75 minutes from now, we're going to do Roll Call Friday. Please recognize yourself as a recruit first timer.
Yeah.
If you're here, we will guarantee today we bring everybody up on a screen for Roll Call Friday. If you want to leave a super chat, you can do that on the YouTube channel. On the Twitter, you can do it. BVB,
I like
bourbon and burgers.
I'm not mad at that, Mikey. I actually like that a lot.
Mikey's thinking. Now we can do that.
Let's do a high-end burger joint. I'm down. But like people get mad if I charge you $25 for a burger. But if it's gonna be good, it's gonna be good.
If it's good, it's good.
Yeah, it's worth it if it's good.
On a t-shirt. If it's good, it's good.
If it's good, it's good.
He dies. That's good. I'm glad. So dinner was good. Everything went smooth. You won the bet. Everything was fine. First freeze. Come on back, Jack.
Ooh.
Here we go. That freeze yesterday was amazing. I actually saw it on Sports Grid on the replay. I almost took a picture of it and tweeted it. You were like this, and then I went like this. It was perfect.
Oh,
Mike,
boy.
If you could get that Sonic, if you could get that.
Oh, they got
an all-time Hall of Fame freeze.
They got it all. Okay, guys. Before we get to Rossi, do you guys want to come and be here with us next weekend? We have one of these.
What did you do?
We have one of these. We may have two.
What?
But we have one. We will be live at Circa Thursday and Friday of
Damn
next
right.
week. Okay?
Come on down.
Chef Benny won this last year.
He did.
It is a 2-night stay at the D. They will pick you up at the airport and bring you here. The only hook is you have to get yourself to Vegas. Okay? We are not providing transportation to Las Vegas, but if you can swing a flight or even a drive, you just drive all the way in if you want. You don't need the limo pickup, but we will get you from the airport to the D, limousine transportation, and a 2-night stay to be a part of the Ultimate Football Contest weekend at Circa. We will be there live. We're not even going to make this hard on you guys. Just go to thebvbshow.com, fill out the form, and tell us why you want to be here. And we'll pick a name on Monday, and we might pick 2. And you'll know top of the show on Monday, hey, I got a 2-night stay for you at the D. We're picking it up at the airport, and we're bringing it to the Ultimate Football Contest weekend, and you can do whatever the hell you want. You can run the show. You can hang out with us, or you can go paint the town red. We don't care. But this is a very simple opportunity for you guys. If you want to come and be a part of the show, you want to come down and see us do the show live from Circa Thursday, Friday, we're upstairs in the ballroom for 2 days, for 2 shows, 12 to 2 Pacific time. We'll be on the air, and you could be here to see the show live. TheBVBShow.com.
This is all done.
We have one guaranteed. We may have 2, but we have one of these guaranteed.
Take a shot, boys. This is great. I mean,
And Chef Benny won it last year.
it was awesome. The trip, one does not forget. That's from Chef Benny. Chef B did it last year. That was fun. We did the shows outside at Stadium Swim last time. We did shows from Circa. We're going to be upstairs at a ballroom, yes. Efforting to get Sydney back on the show. You know, we're negotiating. We're trying to get her to appear.
You're going to get us both in a lot of trouble. You know that, right?
Why? Why?
Because Jessica and Amanda one day
I'm retired.
Jessica and Amanda are one day are going to meet in a very near future. Like she wants to meet Jessica like on this trip, and then they're gonna start talking, and then they're gonna be like, you know, that they're talking to a waitress or a sir. What do we call Sydney? I don't know what we call her. She works at Stadium Swim.
I mean,
Bottle service girl, like. The guys are interviewing a bottle service girl that literally the Brigade took pictures of the seat she sat in last time.
that's their own thing. That's fine. Sydney is a corporation. I mean, that was one of our most watched clips, shows ever. I mean,
how many degrees did she have again? 3 degrees?
Working on
or third,
number
right?
4.
Number 4, sorry. 4
right
now. Right, yeah.
Just saw her. Posted it on the Twitter at SportsB Cake and Sig. But yes, we're going to have guests.
When does she stop
guys come-
schooling and stop working at Stadium Swim? Like, I got to figure this out. You have 4 degrees. Why are you at Stadium Swim with 4 degrees?
Cash. It's the cash.
Okay.
And she likes to be outside, she said.
Okay.
A lot of people like to be outside.
You get tired, don't you? It's a lot of work. You work all day, school at night, go to Stadium Swim. That's a lot.
I listen, it's tricky. I don't know how. I don't know. But
Sydney has the twin, right? Angie didn't have the twin.
Angie did not have the twin.
Angie doesn't work there. Maybe she got her license to be a realtor here.
Correct.
In town.
Yeah,
so I don't think she's there very much.
Instead of drinks, she's selling houses and townhomes and stuff now. Yeah, I think so. That's listen, Vegas is crazy. I mean, it could be one thing one time, another thing one time. People reinvent themselves, buildings reinvent themselves. I don't know, but we'll be here. This is awesome news. TheBVBShow.com.
Yep.
Get
tell
on there.
Just tell us why you want to come here. Because you have to be able to. The thing is, the reason why it's so easy, you have to be able to drop everything and come to Vegas. Okay, like next week. So, like on Monday, we're gonna pull the name. So if you can drop your world and come up here, fly to Vegas, be a part of it, we'll give you a 2-night stay at the D and pick you up. Circa will bring you via their limousine from the airport.
Depending on the time and how long you stay, I would love to go and either have a meal somewhere together like we did last time, try to organize, either go down the street and do something or a little 8 East for somebody, and we'll figure something out. There's always Victory Burger. There's a zillion places to eat in there. That'll be fun. That was a very big surprise. I love it. Like it wasn't boom, like you texted me and was like, whoa, we're texting what just happened? So deuces, love it.
Should be fun. So thebvbshow.com. Tell us why you want to come here. We'll tell you the winner on Monday. It might be 2 of you might win on Monday. All right. Let's stop making him wait, because he's here all the time. And he may join us for dinner as well at 80s. Who knows? We haven't actually had a meal with Mr. David Ross yet here. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Is Sydney going to be at the dinner? Because Matt, if Sydney's there, I'd like to meet Sydney.
You would like to. Everybody should meet Sydney. Everybody would like to meet Sydney. Yes,
Rossi's still in training, so Rossi could get in the ring.
I might get in trouble if
sounds
Sydney's
fantastic.
Dinner on that.
She sounds right.
Well, she's great. All right.
Oh my goodness. Boys, I gotta say, the hats you guys are rocking are spectacular. And Dave, like, I'm such an old school hip hop guy. Like Run DMC, that takes me back to the early mid 80s. Like they are so timeless, their sound. If I hear a Run DMC song come on the radio, I blast it as loud as it can go, windows down, unless it's 115 here in the valley, and just enjoy the 4 minutes of Run DMC.
Well, stay tuned for Roll Call Friday later, because there might be a little something that you could put the windows down and blow it out a little bit, because it is Roll Call Friday, and get a little loose. I've been thinking about this stuff all morning, but I reached out to you. You responded right away. Another Dave, another brother in all of this stuff, but it is UFC week. And I said, who do we get to nerd out UFC wise with P-Roll? I said, Ross, you got to have something. Are you excited about the card this weekend? Is this P-Roll calls this multiple betting opportunities?
Yes.
What say you, David?
I couldn't agree more with Matt on that. Look, UFC 300, if we go back to earlier in this year, I know that feels like 10 years ago. And I said it before the fight card. I saw some consternation. Jamal Hill, Alex Pereira, that's the main event. Not that sexy. I was like, this is the best fight card in the history of fight cards. If you go back to UFC 300, from first fight to last fight, we were right on in that. Since then, it's been a little lackluster, right? It's been a little underwhelming.
Because
Dana White would be the first one to admit it.
Right, because they had to fill 305 and 306, and they knew they had 300, so they had this like big, like they're building everything up for this in Perth, and then at 306 at the Sphere. So like the company only has so many great fighters to put together to make a card for all these things. So like it was predictable, right? That like 01, 02, and 03 were going to suck.
Yes,
I freeze. He freeze. Who froze?
And Matt, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think there's a lot of people out there in our space that just keep, they just hammer the UFC like, oh, these cards have been terrible. It's like, dude, remember 300, look ahead to 305 and look ahead to 306. It can't be banger after banger, these unbelievable fights every week. So you're going to get those lulls in the action. But look, this main event in Perth, Saturday night, Sunday morning, I don't know. I need universal time, because I don't know if the fights have already happened. Right. Have we missed them? I don't know. I want to see it. I want to make sure I'm up for it. Do I have to switch my alarm clock? Like, it's so confusing halfway across the world, but this fight is worth it wherever you are in the great United States of ours to watch the main event between DDP and the last style bender, Israel Adesanya.
So let me ask you this question before we get to the actual betting. Adesanya looked awful in his last fight. He said he didn't want to be there anymore. He just said, I got to get away from the sport. And so he now comes in because he gets a title shot to get his belt back, but also Chael Sonnen called this the greatest rivalry he has seen in quite some time in the UFC, because these two gentlemen really do hate each other. Like, there is no debate. They hate one another. Does it scare you at all? Because the money has come in here on DPP after initially being on Adesanya, because I think people are concerned that when you start talking about retirement, like Dana White says, you're retired. Yep. What are you expecting just from a performance standpoint from Adesanya on Saturday night?
Great question, Matt. And it does concern me. Like that does worry me when you hear guys with 1 foot out. I'll go way back to Ronda Rousey on an old show I was doing in Chicago. And I had Ronda on my show that week in Melbourne when she was getting ready to fight Holly Holm.
Oof.
And I said, I remember saying to Ronda, this on a Wednesday with the time difference. I was in Chicago. She was in Australia. And I said, Ronda, how much longer do you want to keep doing this? And she goes, I don't know. I want to go somewhere where Dana White doesn't have cell service to call me. And it was the first time I realized she got head kicked that night. She was never the same fighter after that. Is Israel Adesanya forever a changed fighter after Sean Strickland walked him down for 5 rounds and he could do nothing with Sean Strickland standing right in front of him for 5 rounds? There's a real possibility of that. But Matt, here's where I'm going to go with this. I always give great fighters, we've seen it in boxing historically, I always give them that one more great fight still left in them. And when John Jones was a small favorite against Cyril Gane, my eyes lit up. And I backed the house on Jones at night, cashed it. When Alex Pereira was a small favorite against Jamal Hill at 300, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what am I missing? I backed Alex Pereira, cash big. Now, where I did not cash in the same style of greatest of their divisions type debates is I backed Alexander Volkanovski against Ilya Topuria, and I was on the wrong side that night. But it was a small price to pay for somebody we regarded as the greatest 145er of all time in Alex the Great. Now I'm getting a small price point on Israel Adesanya, a year layoff against a guy that comes in a little bit wild, chin up, hittable in DDP, had issues with cardio in the past. Maybe the nasal passage surgery really cured those things for him. But I gotta believe it. I gotta see it to believe it that he's really a guy that can go 5 rounds again. I didn't think he beat Sean Strickland, for being honest. I thought that he lost that fight to Sean and should not have gotten the belt that way.
Ooh.
That's neither here nor there. I thought Strickland should still be the champion. He earned it against Israel Adesanya. So
Yes.
I look at Izzy with a year off, common opponents. I think DDP, maybe I'm way off on this. I think DDP's getting knocked out. I think Israel Adesanya has got that last great fight in him, a great counter striker. Get that bow and arrow, Matt. Fire that baby. I think the last style bender is going to show us all in front of a raucous home crowd in Perth.
What?
That y'all must have forgot Roy Jones Jr. style, and I'm still one of the greatest you've ever seen in this weight class.
And I think what's interesting too is the price, right? Because this is DraftKings. Most people have the similar price. It's minus 115 for Adesanya. So like most often when we're betting Izzy fights, we're looking at numbers in the $2 range and we're looking for the prop market, right? We're like, all right, I got to take Adesanya by knockout because that's the most likely path to victory. I really don't want to have to spend all of this money and bet down, $4, $3, whatever on him, just money line. We don't have to bet props here, Dave. We just bet Adesanya to win the fight. It doesn't matter how he does it, points or KO.
Absolutely. And again, if DDP wins and he gets takedowns against Izzy, he controls him on the ground and maybe either gets a stoppage or wins on the ground, I'll tip my cap to him. I have no problem losing a bet at this price point for Israel Adesanya. So I'm playing the number. Look, this fight opened, Izzy was about a $2 betting favorite. There's no way I wanted any part of that. But as the week's going on, in some books, he's flipped to an underdog.
I was just going to say right now, Rossi, he's a favorite, minus 120 at Superbook, minus 115 at Circa. Something's going on right now, and I guess it's pre-weigh-in, whatever. I don't know if they did it already because of the time. These cards in these other countries were a nightmare for the books because you're like, when does it start? Who's watching?
Universal
Who's
time.
moving?
Universal time, gentlemen. Join me on this bandwagon. It will help us for international fights.
Under or over in this fight, boys, because the numbers moving right now as we speak, 4.5 is now minus 140 and minus 135 at the places that I'm watching. Down south, it's even minus a quarter, minus 30. Do you think this fight goes to the cards, Rossi?
I don't. I think eventually we're going to get somebody stopped. And again, DDP showed great cardio last time out against Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland, as much as I like to watch Sean Strickland fights, is not necessarily a finisher. Like I said, he didn't finish Israel Adesanya. Almost got him out of there in the first round and kind of carried him for 4 rounds to win an easy decision. Izzy's going to be different. I think we've seen Izzy when he gets hurt. Sometimes you get the best of Israel Adesanya. Ask Alex Pereira, right? One of the best counters of all time to absolutely starch Alex Pereira and win his belt back that night. I don't know that Adesanya looks at DDP and thinks, I can't get him out of there. I think he thinks he can. And I think the cardio concerns, the longer it goes in Perth, is going to wear on DDP. I do think I played it. I played Izzy by KO at plus $3. I love that prop. But Matt, to your earlier point, I'm also playing him minus $1.15 because the price point's just too good. He could win a decision, Dave. But I do think if DDP gets it done and Izzy's washed, then that comes earlier than later. I do like the under 4.5 here.
A couple other fights on this card. The Tuivasa Rosenstrike, 1.5 rounds, heavily juiced to the under. I know it's expensive, Rossi, but I mean, that fight's not going to a second round. Could you just bet the fight not to start the second round? I mean, you're getting a better price than minus 180. Doesn't it feel like that's going to be a 1-round fight?
I agree. I do. And by the way, I'm on the dog side there. I love Bam Bam via KO. You can get that about plus 260. I don't see Tai Tuivasa winning a decision, or certainly we're not getting a submission. This fight's not going down to the ground. These are two guys I want to stand and trade, right? But what's interesting to me is, again, big favorite, home favorite here for the crowd, at least, in Tai Tuivasa. And I look at Biggie Boy and I go, could he be a little bit tentative in the first 5? And if he is, maybe we get out of that first round if he really is back foot fighting in that first round. But Tai Tuivasa is not looking to wait around, right? Ty's not in there. His cardio is not good. He's looking to like, man, I want to drink my beer out of the shoe. I want to do my shoey, and I want to do it in front of this crowd at Perth, and I want to get it done in the first round. I love Tai Tuivasa in this very first round. If it gets out of the first, I don't love him as much, and that's for that over could come into play at plus money, but that's not the side I'm on. I'd look to the under. I don't think it gets out of the first, and I think Tai Tuivasa gets it done with a KO.
Wait, this guy drinks something out of a shoe?
Shoeies.
Oh, Dave, it's unbelievable. In Chicago, he does shoeies. I was there in Chicago. I can't remember which fight card it was. There's Yoel Romero back in the day against Robert Whitaker for the middleweight championship. And I'm there, octagon side, and Tai Tuivasa is on the undercard. He wins his fight. He walks right out in front of me out of the octagon. And for anybody, Dave, this is not select a person. It's all he just goes like this. Somebody takes off their shoe, throws him a shoe from the crowd. He gets the shoe, takes a beer, pours it in the shoe, and chugs the shoe. And it's like it's nothing. And then I asked him about it years later. He says it's like he believes it's like antibodies. Like it helps. Like he can't get sick because he drinks beer out of a shoe. Yeah, these guys are crazy, Dave. They're nuts.
Yeah, he really is a nutcase. The next fight, I haven't bet this yet because I want to get your take, Rossi, because Gamrot against Hooker.
Yeah.
This price is somewhat surprising. I like Hooker. I mean, at plus nearly $3, this is an awesome fight. I mean, Gamrot's obviously a guy that people have been watching for a very long time. They think he could be actually a title contender. But is Hooker live? I mean, I look at that price now. It's like, man, that's going to be hard for me to get off Dan Hooker at $3.
I wanted to be on the Hangman side here, Matt. Really, I really do. But Gamrot, I think the point you made there in the setup is the right point. He's a title contender, somebody we've been waiting for Mateus to really take that next step in the evolution in this weight class at 155 pounds. He's not very dynamic. He's a great wrestler. And Dan Hangman Hooker is going to get taken down. He's going to get taken down in this fight. The thing is, if Gamrot looks to control and not finish, then the Hangman could be live at that price point and maybe win a decision. Because remember, this is in Australia. They're going to be going anything Hangman does is going to be amplified by the crowd time. So if we go, the problem is Gamrot kind of knows that Dana White's not big on these wrestlers that control and don't look to finish. That's why I thought Bilal Muhammad, you go back to the Leon Rocky Edwards championship fight. Bilal was looking to finish, and it almost cost him a couple of times. He gave up control time to look for submissions because I think the word's out for these guys. We need you to be more dynamic. I like the Gamrot side by sub at plus money or the Hangman side via decision at plus $5. You can get about equal price points for those two ways of action. But if it hits the cards, I would not want to be on the favorite side. And if it gets done earlier, I think Gamrot looks to finish on the ground because the fight's going to be on the ground.
It's going to be fun to see. And then the co-main, Kai Kara France is a fighter that I have loved. Ursig is a guy that kind of came out of nowhere. Like he just all of a sudden he gets a co-main here because of what he has done and how fast he has ascended in this weight class. And now he's a minus 170 favorite against a guy that, well, in the division used to clean people out in Kai Kara France. Ursig's going to have the home crowd behind him. I think it's hard to back the dog here. It feels like favored or nothing for me in this fight.
I love the Astro Boy side here in Ursig. And what's interesting too is I think people have forgotten outside of Australia that he's Australian.
Right.
Like Steve Ursig is Australian, right? And Kai Kara France is New Zealander. They love Kai Kara France in that part of the world. That's for sure. So I don't know if the crowd will be split a little bit, but there's one-way traffic for Kai Kara France to win the fight. He's got to get inside the bigger, taller Ursig. Good luck. Ursig's better everywhere. I think Ursig's better with the hands. I think Ursig's certainly clearly going to be better on the ground. I still don't know why he shot against Pantoja in the 5th and final round in a 2-2 championship fight. I mean, Ursig's right there, tip of the spear guy at 125 pounds. I hate his nickname, Astro Boy. He looks like Steve Carell. He looks like the 40-year-old virgin in there.
He does.
So it's hard to back Steve Carell and lay a price point on him. But I'm going to do it because I think it's way too cheap. You should be laying 250 with Astro Boy here. I think he might actually
the total
finish here.
The total is minus 260 or minus 270 in places over. So it's a 3-round fight, right? I mean, this thing's going a distance. That's a wrap.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Dave has not seen.
I think Ursig's got. Yeah, I think Ursig can finish this fight because if Kai Kara France gets wild, which I think is what he needs to do with overhand rights, that's going to open it up to the clean striking of Ursig. And if he hurts Kai Kara France, he might look to finish him on the ground. But I'm on the KO prop too. You can get almost 6-1 on the Ursig side for the KO prop. I think there's a lot of finishing potential here for Astro Boy against Kai Kara France.
Yeah, I think I like Ursig a lot. And he does look like Steve Carell. Dave, I'll show you a picture of him later because you're going to go, wait, that guy is a UFC fighter?
I got to lay price points for that guy. Yeah.
He has like no emotion in his face. He just fights. Like people have been like, where the hell did this guy come from? Yep. And why is he so dangerous? Because he looks like your mailman. You're not afraid of him. You look at him like,
I love guys like that, though.
Yeah,
I love those guys that are all business. Let me get in that ring and just take care of this and be out of here.
Yeah, check for a pulse with that guy.
Right. Yeah, he's dangerous. All right, so I like this. Izzy gets the belt back. I agree, but if he does, is he going to fight Pereira again? Are we seeing the third version of it? And at what weight class are we seeing it if it happens again?
Yes, we're seeing the rematch with Alex Pereira. By the way, the news that Alex Pereira now is going to fight Khalil Roundtree, that kind of shows you right now where the light heavyweights are, right? I don't know that Izzy can beat Alex Pereira at a weight class north. We saw the failed experiment against Jan Blachowicz when he went up there to try to be a double champ. It did not work out well. But I think he hates, you talk about hatred, like real hatred. He hates Alex Pereira so much and vice versa that if Alex Pereira said, look, I just can't make 185 anymore. Let's do a catch weight. Does anybody care about the weight for those two guys? Let's do a catch weight at 195. So I just got to lose 10 pounds. You come up 10 pounds. We'll do a catch weight fight at 195. UFC signs off on that. Nobody cares about the weight class. No belts. This is for me against you one last time so we can argue for the next 40 years, in the rocking lounge chairs when we're old men about who is the better fighter in our prime. That fight's got to happen one more time.
You just sold me. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's take this. Whether it's on VSiN, on Sports to the people. Let's give the people what they want. I'm ready. That was outstanding, David.
With no belt being on the table would be fascinating. Matter.
BMF. Make it for the BMF. Who cares?
Oh, baby.
And they would do it. I think they would do it because neither one of the guys would have their belts at stake. They would just be like, I'm just fighting you. My belt's not at stake. I'm still the champion in the weight class that I feel most comfortable in.
Wow.
Yes, double champs coming in at a different weight class for a catch weight. We still hold on to our respective belts. Let's freaking go.
Oh, my God. That's great. All right, last one for me, Rossi. I know you got a busy weekend, and we'll see you down at the joint most likely. We'll be there tonight. We'll be there Saturday. We'll be there Sunday.
I'll be there tonight, too. I'll see you at Circa.
All right, I'll see you there for sure. My Adidas or It's
Ooh.
Tricky? Which one's the favorite?
It's not close for me. I'm going to be on the underdog side here, but It's Tricky's got to be minus 250.
Ooh.
My Adidas it's a cultural phenomenon. We all figured out what Adidas were. You don't put shoestrings in them, right? Great beat, all of it. It's Tricky is a better song.
Okay.
Period.
Right.
It's just a better song. My Adidas is catchier. The kids are going to like it more, but It's Tricky. This beat is my
Wait, you can beat
the beginning too? The beginning of that song just sets me off. It's awesome.
You're gonna have to stay for later. But my Adidas and me as close as it can be. We make a mean team. My Adidas and me. We got around together. We're down forever, and we won't be mad or caught in bad weather. I mean, come on. Like my Adidas.
God,
it's pretty good.
Three white guys talking about my Adidas. Look out.
He knows it.
Like, what are we doing? Rossi, you're the best, my friend. Thank you for coming on. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Appreciate you guys.
That is one of the
Absolutely.
David Ross.
See you at Circa.
Here, we'll see you down there at Circa tonight here on BVB. Always great to get him on the program talking UFC 305.
Boy, he sold me on that fight.
Oh, that's a really different type of look on a fight, though. Like I think they actually would do that because the fights, I mean, both fighters wouldn't have their belts on the line, so it wouldn't matter. It's just like we just want to end this without having fights in line. By the way, that's Steve Erceg, by the way, just so you know.
Bro, really?
Yeah, that's Steve Erceg.
You guys nailed it. He does look like Steve Crow. That's unbelievable.
Can you believe that guy is a scary son of a bitch? Like that guy, other than take the cauliflower ears off because that's like the telltale sign of it. You don't mess with the guy. He's got double cauliflower ears.
Never.
Like, don't touch him. But like that guy, like that's the guy that's like serving you something at McDonald's. Like that's not the guy that's gonna take your head off. That's the guy like, I hate my life. Why am I here?
You look at when you see a guy like this. I mean, he looks like like you said, the mailman. Them ears, that's
run.
The first sign.
Yeah, you see double
his nose is like this. When you got a guy with a crooked nose,
yeah.
Like people tell me that, like I talk to people and like, man, your nose is this, that, what? Yeah, you always look at the ears first, nose second, then you look at the eyes.
Yeah, I've said this forever in Las Vegas. If you're coming to Vegas and you're gonna get into a guy brawl, fight, scrum, something.
Crazy.
You better know for damn sure what the guy can do that you're squaring off against. Because there's dudes here that will end you so fast and you'll be like, I thought you were some scumbag behind the bar that had no idea what he was doing. And all of a sudden, he's got you in a figure four and he's choking you out and all you see is black. And that's it. And you're done because you ran your mouth.
Or
you
you're
thought you were a
passing
tough
out
guy.
like you did.
Oh, yeah, or you get knocked out. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about getting knocked out. Like you're getting
hurt. Sometimes you get put in a hold in a pain. You go to sleep. You're like,
yeah. You better know real quick in this town that I've seen so many people who are like, they're going to train. Like where? Oh, they're going to Extreme Couture. What? That guy? Yeah, that guy. Be real careful in this town as to who people are. It's no joke.
How much does that guy weigh, Erceg?
It's 135, right? He's in the 135.
That's it?
Flyweight. Yeah, flyweight belt. Yep, 135. Yeah, he's tiny. He's small. He's a killer. That guy is a killer. Straight up killer. Erceg is going to be, he's a really fun fighter. He's only had I think 9 fights in the UFC, right? Hold on. Let's see. Erceg, he's had, 4 fights in the UFC. He lost to Pantoja, which was he was winning the fight, and then he lost his last fight. But yeah, he's been tremendous. He lost it by decision because, as you heard Rossi say, he tried to get him on the ground, and it was a bad decision, and he ended up losing the round. He lost 3 rounds to 2. But Erceg on Saturday night, yeah.
Well, I mean, that number, I just clicked the line history for one of the joints. It was opened up.
Oh, sorry, 125. Thank you. 125, not 135, 125. Thank you.
125? That's it?
Yeah. Flyweight.
I'm trying to think the last time I weighed 125. It might have been 8th grade. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Graduated, I think, around 180. But damn.
I got you.
Pretty good, Mr. Anderson. I haven't even met you yet. You eyed that up pretty good.
Yeah, in Albuquerque too, to Juice. I would say that's true. Given the fight, given the Winkle John Jim, I wouldn't play around with Albuquerque people either.
I don't play around with anybody anymore. But you gotta size this up. I mean, like,
in this town, I've seen it
with rugby players. that would look to go out just to mess with people, and you'd have never guessed that they were going to smoke you. And I'd be like, you guys are crazy. Like, why do you got to start this stuff? And they're like, well, because nobody thinks we can do anything.
Right.
And
Well, I just think it's funny because here in Vegas, so oftentimes, I mean, it's women. Like you just hear like women talk and you're just like, do you know who you're talking to? Like, you don't want to start this. And they're all so calm about it. Like there's a thing going around here. Devin Haney got into him and his crew got into a fight last night here in Vegas.
Oh,
and not good. Like,
Oh.
kid was running his mouth. I don't know if he knew it was Devin Haney or not, but Devin Haney hit him and then his boys jumped in. It's a bad scene. Like, you just got to know who you're talking to in this town because there's just so many people that are in the fight game here that live here, work here, are part of it in some form or fashion, on the way up, on the way down, trainers, coaches, whatever it might be. That like, this is not the time to talk about anyone in this town. Like, you're going to end up eating through a straw for the rest of your life if you mess with the wrong person here in Vegas. It's wild
that's
to me.
just period. I don't know. I mean, you always got to know where you're at, and you always got to be wary of what the consequences could be. I mean, it's just
if somebody kicks your leg, run. Okay. If you ever get into a bar fight and the guy kicks your calf, run. Like, run, because he knows what he's doing. He's going to hurt you bad.
Hurt you bad.
Hurt you bad. All right. Question for you.
Yes, sir.
Can one better really change the outlook of an entire sports book?
Yes.
How much do the public know this? Because our friends at, and I always killed the last name of how to say this.
Eilers and Krychek.
Thank you. They are
You
reporting
did good with those UFC names, by the way. At least with this one, at least I know.
Well, I know them, so yeah, I've heard of it. John Anik is the best, as we know. So like, I have Anik in my head whenever I'm saying things, so it's easier. But this was on their newsletter today. An unnamed VIP landed back at DraftKings in May. Fanatics lost him to DraftKings. They dropped just 2.3%, while DraftKings jumped up 18%, from 18% to 28% in May in terms of stock. People jumped in because of how much money they were reporting. Mm-hmm. How reliant is the industry on VIPs? Are they the lifeblood? Like we always say in college football, recruiting is the lifeblood of college football. Is courting VIPs now the most important part of the sports betting ecosystem?
It is a dirty, 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 dirty business. And big players, you have to be able to take their action first and foremost. When you say you're able to take their action, you can't limit them. You can't restrict them because they're going to play. And there's, that great line from Ice Cube said it, big bank take little bank.
Okay.
Becomes a battle of who got the bigger bank. Can it swing? When you got a business, you live with the swings. This business now.
I see you, J Dow. I see you.
Yes. It can really swing. Yes. VIPs in the legal sportsbook world. Yes. It's a big swing. Yes. It's
so how much does that impact the average $20 bettor?
How would it impact them?
Are they a beneficiary of better numbers? Are they a beneficiary of better offers? Does the book have more liquidity because they've got that big bankroll guy coming in and firing?
No. Should they be? Maybe. A lot of times the book will take bets like that and won't even move the number. But a guy will come in and bet a small limit play, whatever it is, and they'll move it a point. So, no. Should it be? I mean, the irony of this is, put that graphic back up real quick, because it says that, okay, the DraftKings did what?
They landed.
Jumped. Okay, so from
in
18% in April to 28% in May.
Yep.
That's very interesting, like you always like to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then in August, DraftKings announced that they were going to do a surcharge on winning bets. You would think if the business jumped that much, you wouldn't need a surcharge for anything, right?
Well, it's one gambler, right? It's just one person. So what are you worried about? If it's one big whale jumped you guys up 10%, one better moved DraftKings numbers 10% into the positive.
Yeah.
That you would need to go and hurt everyone else that has a winning wager at DraftKings.
Which is I'm circling back to your question. Would the little guy $20 better be helped?
No.
The little guy $20 better got told we're going to impose I don't want to call it a tax, a fee on your winning bets. So no, the little guy's not impacted at all.
Okay. I think it's really interesting because it's a part of the industry that we don't talk all that much about. And I know you and I have spent time off air talking about it, but it feels like it's a part of the industry that the public isn't, or maybe even I don't know how much the government's aware of it, of the hunting that goes on to steal whales from each other's books.
Yeah.
Because if one guy, I mean, how many $20 bets do you have to take to get a guy who's dropping $500K on a game on a Sunday? Like, you have to court so many of these little guys. One big guy solves a lot of your problems if he's a losing gambler.
One big guy solves a lot of problems if, one, he keeps showing up, two, he keeps in action. And the bean counters at the top, the marketing directors, they mean well sometimes. Sometimes they don't, but they don't understand the business. Well, how did we do so good? The best is when the financial guys take the projections from a big whale month, 2 months, 3 months, and go, well, we're going to do this and take it 20% more next year. Because this happened to us. You know, we had a couple really big players. I mean, it's no secret that, Champ, Floyd Mayweather, used to come into our place here in Vegas all the time. And Champ would put his tickets out before it was cool and talk about it. Champ played, but he wasn't the only one. And we would be like, okay, this is great. You know that after the Super Bowl, we don't see them again until September. How are you telling us, unless you're going out and getting those people, we ain't going to do them numbers? So you better stop telling all the. And now, with it being legal here, they got stockholders to answer to. They got quarterly reports to get out. They have earnings calls that the media, we got very good friends like Mike Sealy at Sports Handle, put out a story today that he texted you. Linehan's been on the show. Purdom, at ESPN. I mean, everybody talking about it. Everson does a good job reporting stuff, and Matt Jacob. I mean, there's a lot of guys. The big whales, how many times does the big whales need to lose before the consistency starts to drop, bet less, and eventually leave? Great question.
Because you can't project that.
No.
You don't know what someone's going to do. You can't put that into a projection because some guy may get a hair across his ass and all of a sudden bet 200,000 on a game, or maybe he gets pissed off and bets 2 dimes. You don't know what this guy's going to do. It's whatever he feels like doing.
I mean, there's so many stories in my head, and I have notes and stuff for when I write the book or do the movie or something at some point. But like, just an example, Ohio State was playing like Wisconsin. It was a big game in the middle of the season. It wasn't the Michigan game.
All right.
And we got a call that this guy was coming to bet 600,000 on Ohio State. And we were like, okay, when is he going to be here? No, I mean, only because I'd love to accommodate him, because I know if he wins, he's staying all weekend and he's going to spray the board with the NFL. And if he knows he can fly out to Vegas and bet 600,000, it's probably going to be a customer for a little while. And it was like, well, he's going to be here Saturday. I said, okay. and we were all talking about it in a room and a director and all this other stuff. We're going to take $600K. What time is he going to be here? Like the game's at 5:00 Pacific. He's going to be here at 9. I mean, just so we got time to kind of work off of it. If he's going to come and lay 9.5, okay. I mean, but if he's going to come at 3:00, I don't think we could take 600,000. And the CFO was like, "What do you mean? Why don't you just take the bet?" Okay, we will. But when you print a report and we've lost 1.2 million on Saturday because the rest of the games didn't go our way, and we lost 600,000 to one guy, one of us is going to get fired, and you don't care. So just take the bet. It's a lot more than that. And I mean, the guy ended up coming and he played it, and we took it, and everything survived, and it was fine. He lost. They didn't cover. So, they're like, well, that was a really good day. Yeah, thanks. Put that in the bonus. Still no bonus. Brutal.
What happened last night? We'll quickly roll through a bunch of these stories here. Eagles beat the Patriots 14-13. Week 2 started. We talked about the game going under. Drake May goes 6 for 11, 47 yards, had a rushing touchdown. There are cries for Drake May to play game number 1 here. I don't think any rookie should start game 1. Caleb Williams included, but he's going to. It looks like Bo Nix is going to start game 1. Drake May now might start game 1. I mean, Jaden Daniels might start game 1. Are we in for are we in for a lot of really shitty football in September?
I love when you come over to my side of stuff. This is exactly what I've been saying for a long time. Yes, I think so. I mean, we got people coming. The Survivor's going to be harder in September than ever. It's going to be harder in September. September's hard. September's a hard month. Books have great Septembers. Not just for – I think you got a better chance of winning in college football than you do in the NFL in September. I really,
Amen
really
to that.
do. And I've said that for years.
Softer
this
numbers.
Year, I believe it even more. The quarterback situation, the quarterback play is all uncertain. We got these kickoffs with landing zones and all this other crap. We got eagle eye. Some other technology is going to measure first downs. There's a lot of changes coming to football, boys and girls. I mean, I don't know about – there's times when rookie quarterbacks should start, but the last football game that I was in Pittsburgh as a kid was John Elway's first start as a heralded rookie, Denver at Pittsburgh, and he got his ass kicked that day. And I remember going, man, this guy was one of those guys. He's Stanford. He was throwing the ball around. Felt like he never got touched. He had that quick release they talked about. He got killed in Pittsburgh at Three River Stadium. And I remember going home with my brothers and be like, boy, Denver sucks. I don't want to say the same thing this year about Bo Nix at Denver yet, but holy crap, there's more questions than answers.
So watch for how many rookies are going to start week 1 in the NFL. It could be 5. It's going to be time if that ends up happening.
What's the number? Well, we'll do it on Monday.
I think the number is 3. I think you'll see 3 rookies start. Caleb starting. That's done.
Well, we already know that.
So there's 1. We have 1 for sure. I think Jaden Daniels is going to start. I think by all accounts,
think so too.
Washington's getting ready for him to start. And then, JJ McCarthy was supposed to be a guy who was going to start, but he blew his knee out, so he's done for the year. Drake May now might get a chance to start, and Bo Nix has a chance to win the job if he plays well in game 3 for Denver. He's going to win the job. So, I mean, they made it known he has a chance to win the job to start game 1.
That's a good question.
I would say 3. I think 3 guys. I mean, you could have 4, and maybe even 4 is possible, but 3 is, I think, likely. I'd say
we'll talk about it while we're signing people up over the weekend and doing whatever we're doing.
Yeah, Andres probably.
Maybe me, you, Amanda, and Jessica can come up with a number if we go out to dinner, something like that. That might be a good
She wants to do it, so if you want to do it, she wants to do it.
We're going this weekend at some point.
Okay.
Not going to no bougie place. We're going to just go out.
Yeah, it's fun. Weston Wilson, know the name. First Philly rookie to ever hit for the cycle. The kid goes for a double in his last at bat. The blowout victory over the Nationals, 13-3. Isn't it kind of wild though that no rookie's ever gone for a cycle for the Phillies?
Hard to do.
I know it's hard, but I mean, it's a lot of years of baseball. It's one of those things you're like, really, no one's done that? Like in all the number of years in Philly baseball that a rookie hasn't done that?
It's one of my favorite things about baseball is it can be over 100 years old and something can happen that never happened. It
As
doesn't
before.
feel like that all the time in
Nope.
sports, but baseball, it happens more. That's a really cool thing. I don't know if that means he's going to play more. I don't know if that translates to anything betting wise, but that's a cool,
Yeah, it's a cool
sports
accomplishment
moment.
to see him to do it for sure.
Yeah.
This might lead to betting. What do you make of Christian Yelich shutting it down? Season-ending back surgery. Brewers were up 9 games in the Central, and one of your best players is like, yeah, I'm going to have surgery. I'm done, guys. Bye.
It must be really bad,
Really bad.
right? You're getting to the good part of the season. You play they have a 9-game lead. You know you're playing in October, barring a major total
Collapse.
meltdown.
Right.
And you got to say, I can't do it, boys. I can't. My back is shot. I wonder if he can walk. I mean, you swung
Barely.
a golf club and you were out of commission.
Bad.
This affects the Brewers not directly right now,
Right. Because
but this might.
playoffs, I don't know. I don't think they can win it all without Yelich. I think they need his bat.
They can win the division. Yes, they can win a playoff series. Likely. I'm going to fall for it again. I know it. I'm trying. But it might be a fade against, depending on how everything lines up.
Yeah, he probably does feel like me, Blue
yeah,
Spader.
Probably
I
feels
hope
like
I hope I'm not getting the surgery option put on my plate, though. That would not be fun. I'm going to do everything I can to stay away from that.
We're going to have to do everything we can to at least wait until February for
Summer.
surgery for you. We got a lot of stuff on the plate. I can't have you doing a show laid up in traction and all this other stuff. That'd be no good. Can't have that.
Yeah, no. Just give me. I'm hoping for next week. I hope I hear the words like steroid and like cortisone shot is what I'm hoping to hear. Just give me a shot in my back, like make everything feel better, calm it all down, because it's angry. The only way I can describe my back is it's angry. Every morning, it's very, very angry.
That stinks.
It sucks. It's tight as can be. But Circa Sports Pro Football Team of the Day. Like we told you guys, if you'd like to come to be a part of it, you can go to thebvbshow.com. Tell us when you want to come to Vegas next weekend for the Ultimate Football Contest weekend at Circa. We'll put you up at the D. You guys can go ahead and email that, thebvbshow.com. Fill out the form and send us over an email as to why you want to be a part of it here in Vegas. But for Circa Sports, I mean, this is going to be crazy, Dave. It's 2.5 to 1 right now, Survivor to million. And it keeps pacing that way that we're going to see, I think 12,000, that number for Survivor seems to be legit. Yes?
Crazy, man. That Survivor show that's going to air next Monday, the first episode, that clip went out yesterday. A bunch of us retweeted it. And now, like,
Here
there's
we
people
go.
who are like, oh, I'm coming this year to sign up. Like, they're going to watch the show and all that other stuff. But, like, that accelerated, I think, what you've been talking about, the separation between Survivor and Millions.
Yeah.
That's great that we have room for somebody at the D for the weekend next week.
Maybe two rooms.
We'll see if we can, we'll get you a hat, this Circa Sports hat. I think we can make that happen for you. It's fun, man. It's going to be. Is there FOMO when you don't do this?
100%. 100%. And especially if you're in the betting space. Like, I don't have it because we have other ways of making this fun for us because we get to live vicariously through all of our customers on the Brigade proxy service. But I think it's really an interesting thing if you are in this space and you can get to Vegas, either playing it by yourself or playing it with a buddy or a couple of different people to be a part of it, because you're going to bet $500 during football. I mean, you know that. So if you guys put $500 down, you split it, you have your sweat, or you do millions, you got 5 games guaranteed every week to pick. So it's fun. I mean, it really is fun. And hell yeah, there is, That's
Shout out to Joe the Fat Panda. I'm sure he'll represent during Roll Call Friday, but he's got little Panda home sick today, watching the show.
Okay.
Hope little Panda's feeling better. You got 3 weeks left to get here and sign up for the Survivor.
7th of September is your deadline to get here. Team of the day, the Green Bay Packers. Win total is set for 9.5 over 138 on the price at FanDuel for that. What are you looking at here for the Packers? Is this their year to get back? Because everyone thinks here comes an MVP campaign for Jordan Love.
You hear two different things. He got the money, and this is the bad year. Or he did his time, waited, got the opportunity, and got the money with the team at the right time to make the next step. I don't know what is the next step NFC Championship?
Yep. Their schedule, though, Dave.
This ain't easy, P-Roll.
Okay, everybody who's in love with the Packers. This is not easy. Philly, Friday in Brazil.
I have no idea what to make of that game.
Right?
The first game and in a neutral site in another country?
In Brazil, not just like London.
Right.
Or Germany. In Brazil.
Yeah, bro.
We haven't seen this before.
Man, I wish I could get Pedro Franco a hat. He could be down there in Brazil, at least outside the stadium.
Taking pictures.
WVB hat. That would be great. Pedro, DM us. WVBshow.com. Go.
I don't know. I think it's going to be really an interesting environment. Remember when the first time Major League Baseball went to Mexico?
Yep.
And we all had to realize, yeah, that total needs to be like 100. Like they're 2 miles up. The ball is flying out of this ballpark like crazy. Like you couldn't make it high enough.
Correct.
I just wonder what the environment's going to be like for football in Brazil. Like, do we have any idea as to like what it'll be like to play football there?
I have none. I honestly, I don't know. And I'm going to rely on people, the Brigade, you, all the other shows that I do. I'm going to try to get more information about it. The field quality. These are all things that
how about the water? I mean, how about just the water?
Oh,
it's
AOWN. I didn't even.
I mean, if you drink the wrong thing, if you remember, I mean, we on the air, a guy, Brendan Fitzgerald, they went to, I think, was it Brazil? Where did they go?
Mexico.
Mexico. He didn't drink the water, but he had something they had made water with, and he got a bug, and he almost didn't make it through the broadcast. He almost didn't do the broadcast. He had a fever. He was having it come out of both ends. Like it was bad. He was sick. And he fought through it and was able to broadcast. But like, it's just something to think about in terms of these players who are going into different countries. You think, oh, I'm not going to drink the water. Well, you might eat something they use the water with.
Let me see what the line is on that actually right now. Because that's one of the harder lines to make.
Of course.
You know, if it's the total's a total guess. I mean, you really just don't know. So I had it in my head. I said, if this is at Green Bay, it's probably 3.5.
Okay.
You know, probably Green Bay 3. If it's at Philly, it's probably Philly 3, maybe 3.5, something like that, or 2.5, just right around 3. But a neutral site, I go in my head. I just make it pick and let the bettors tell us. I got -1.
Okay.
It says Green Bay -1.
All right. So, I think can they win game 1?
Hell yeah, they can win that game.
Home for Indy. I like them to win that in game 1.
5-point favorite, win.
2-0. At Tennessee should be a win.
-5.5.
3-0.
4. That's a win.
Vikings with Sam Darnold.
Wow.
Win. At the Rams.
Lose that game.
I would agree. 4-1 start. Arizona at home.
Arizona at home. They should win that game. 5.
Agreed. I got 5-1 start through 6 games. At Houston. Home for Houston.
They'll lose that game.
Ooh. All right, I'll agree. Fine. 5-2. At Jacksonville.
Win that game.
Well, I have them beating Detroit at home. So I like to win Jacksonville. And I mean, through 9 weeks, 7-2. to the bye week, 7-2 with a 9.5. What are we missing here?
The back end of the schedule, obviously.
Are we being too? Are we rewarding too much?
Well, it's probably 6-3 realistic.
All right, at Chicago.
They could lose that game. That's a pick 'em.
But after a bye, though, they have a bye to get prepped. You know, you normally play pretty well after a bye week.
They could lose that game.
San Francisco at home.
Geez, NFC Championship preview
Potentially.
At Lambeau?
Not even on
prime timer?
No, not even prime time. It's just an afternoon Fox game.
Oh, that might be flexed by then. That's the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend?
Yep. Or before. No, it's Sunday before. No, it's before Thanksgiving weekend.
What a monster.
Thanksgiving is there because they're playing on Thanksgiving.
Oh, they're playing. They lose the San Francisco game.
And play what do they do? And beat Miami at home on Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Okay. At Detroit, Thursday.
Lose.
Woo, baby. Okay. So you have them losing San Fran, beating Miami, losing to Detroit. Beating Chicago. I agree. That's a 2-2. It's 4 games. We had 6-3. So now we have them 8-3.
9. Is it? Okay.
Or you just go conservative.
Okay, 9. Yep.
Go conservative. At Seattle.
Weird things happen in Seattle. But
okay, so they lose a game on Sunday Night Football. New Orleans at home, Monday night.
Oh, they're winning that game.
New Orleans Dome team on the 23rd of December in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Good luck.
I think you can go bet that now. It's only -5.
Wow.
That's going to be a lot higher, boys and girls. The Saints are going to be not good.
Well, if they trade Derek Carr, too.
They're going to be not good. I think getting less than a touchdown in that game right now, if you have an advanced line, probably a good number to get.
Whew. Vikings on the road.
I don't know. I think the Vikings are going to be
awful.
4 wins.
I would agree.
That's not going to be one of them.
That's an L. And then Chicago is a toss up at home, but it may not matter.
It's 11.
Right? I mean, I think that number is a little light. Let's see here.
I like Green Bay.
You like him to do what? You like him this season?
Oh,
win the division, win the NFC.
Yes. I think that's going over 9.5. Yes. Right now, I mean, I don't know. I like Jordan Love in college. When they drafted him, I thought that was genius. To have his kids sit, learn, watch Rodgers, learn the offense, all this other stuff. And I don't know. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I don't think again, and I don't know, only know what I know from watching and listening to sound bites and stuff.
Yep.
Could have embraced it, been like, hey, man, I know you're here to take my job, but you ain't taking it now. Sit and learn.
Here's the question.
Together and let's go. Now he's ready.
Circa's got the alt total for the Packers.
Okay.
Over 10.5 wins at +150.
Telling you the 10's a number. That's a shot. That's a shot. That's telling you 10's a number. But I think I mean the bottom is only at worst 8.
So over 8.5 is -270.
Yeah.
Under 8.5 is +230. Under 9.5 is +125.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's the number is 9, 10. 9.5 with juice, that's fine. I think it's over. I think the absolute bottom is 8. I think it's 8. Like,
yeah, I would agree.
9, 10, 11. I think ceiling, things go well, 12 games. 12.
+150 at Circuit Sports right now if you want to jump on the alt over 10.5 wins for the Green Bay Packers. I don't hate the bet at all. I don't hate that. I think look at that schedule. Look if they're as good as we say, if people think they're going to be, they should be able to get to double digits and maybe even get to 11 or 12 wins for this season. Given if Jordan Love's MVP candidate, they're going to be tough.
Crowd's all shuffling in. Give them a pull. Let them vote. Season wins. Use 10.
Okay.
Green Bay Packers. Over, under, 10 wins. Vote in the poll if you're watching the show live here on the YouTube channel. If you're watching it on Twitter, just jump over, get in the chat, make your vote.
JPC.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
3. Lions
bro.
fans. 3
That
wins.
ain't winning 3. That's
We
the Vikings number.
That's
Sorry, Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't know that's coming, when
Yep.
you're looking or you're not thinking or
Yep.
whatever, like driving, that one could get you.
Yep.
That got me. Little jump. Little
the
jump.
idea. Brigade Proxy Service, Pro Football Story of the Day. Remember, the Westgate Super Contest weekend is this weekend. We will be there. 2 Wong One Wang. We got you tonight. We look forward to seeing you. We'll sign you up for the Circa and we'll sign you up for the Westgate. We'll do it both with you here tonight. Looking forward to that. But if you guys want to be involved with the Westgate or Circa Million or Survivor, 702-570-8255. Looking forward to seeing 2 people tomorrow. T Sparks, we see you coming back, return customer. Looking forward to meeting you, seeing you coming up on Saturday. Get you signed up again. Monday, we got some people from Boston coming in. Some my people are coming in on Monday. So going to be a lot of fun. 702-570-8255, or you can go to our website, thebvbshow.com. Fill it out. Goes right to us as well. The Falcons have added Matthew Judon and Justin Simmons to their defense.
Yep.
How do you feel about them? Can they get to the Super Bowl? Is this, they're going for it, all or bust here with the Falcons? New quarterback, give them a lot of money. They can't, is this a Kirk Cousins revenge tour? What's our feeling on Atlanta here? Because they're really trying to do something with this defense and with this team.
Had a guy I worked with for years in the risk room. T-Foss, I called him, Tommy. He used to say this about the San Jose Sharks every year because he's a hockey guy. Until proven otherwise, that's my stance on the Atlanta Falcons. I have had people pick them, bet them. They're the bane of people's existence. They always think that this is the year for the Dirty Bird to come back and all this other crap. Until proven otherwise, they are still the Atlanta Falcons. Nothing personal, ATL Coos and all the other people in the 404. I know. I see you there. Relax. We got to get Cousins through the whole season because that's going to be one question mark. All right. Circle the wagons on the defense. That's great. New coach. All this other stuff. Slow your roll. I mean, maybe the season wins goes over because the division is caca. Crap. Stugats. Shit. Sorry, Will. Had to get you, see if you're ready to keep up with Roll Call Friday. Do you like the Falcons, P-Roll?
I don't know what to make of this team. Ever since 28-3, I don't know what to make of this team.
Oh, I was going to say it. How long, chat, until he brings up the 28-3 game?
Quick. Until further notice, it's see, they're still 28-3.
Oh, Francisco Ochoa. They are still 28-3, and they are still the team that blew the lead week 1 last year versus the Saints. LOL. Ain't nobody laughing about it.
It's just, look, you look at this Falcons roster, okay, and you start talking. Everyone was saying their defense is a major problem, right? So what do? They go and get Matthew Judon and they get Justin Simmons. They go get a great safety and a great pass rusher. And a 1-year deal, not a lot of money. Judon cost them a 3rd-round pick in 2025. It cost them a lot here to give it up. You have Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts, good offensive line, one of the better offensive lines. You got Grady Jarrett. You got Matthew Judon. Now you got Justin Simmons.
Oh, my.
I mean, they've got some ballers. I mean, they now they got to all get together, okay? And ATL Coos, you're right. Ritter was horrible. And that's why you got out there and you went and got a quarterback in Kirk Cousins. How healthy? He's an Iron Man. He's played a ton, but you like that needs to be his calling card. He's got to be really, really good. If he's really, really good and you can run the ball with Bijan Robinson, I don't know. Falcons might be live. Falcons may be
Super Bowl live.
Yeah, they might be. I'm not saying they are, but they might be if everything goes right.
So they're going to take the show. I mean, they say they sweep the division. 6 games. They ain't winning every game in the division. Say 5-1.
Okay.
But they get 11 wins or 12 wins and get every game but the NFC Championship at
Tough place
home.
to play. Mercedes-Benz is not easy to play when they're good. Tough place to play. It's loud.
You legit think they can get to the Super Bowl?
I'm just saying, if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, right? And you look at the way that Raheem Morris in year one, another shot at being a head coach, kind of a surprise hire, defensive-minded guy. If he has the offensive weapons, which he's probably going to be somewhat conservative, but if he runs Bijan the way you're supposed to run a back like that, Bijan Robinson could be the best running back in the NFL. You pound the rock, you do play action with Kirk Cousins, and you lean on your defense that now has some real teeth to it. I mean, the Panthers are garbage. Look at the division. You said the Saints are going to suck. The Bucs, I like the Bucs, but outside of the quarterback wide receiver tandem, I'm not really in love with the Bucs. So Atlanta could be 5-1, like you mentioned, or 6-0 in the division. And then they go and take apart whoever they're going to go take apart. We've seen first-year head coaches catch lightning in the bottle. Hi, Eagles. You can do that and go and do some things. So I'm just saying, Falcons have made some pretty impressive offseason adjustments. They look like a very different team, but I agree, until further notice, they're still 28-3. These futures on Falcons to win the NFC.
Yeah, there's no question. There's no question. But they do that every year. Last year was going to be the year. Bijan Robinson was going to run the ball, win a rookie of the year, blah, blah, blah. He didn't get the ball. Like, it was a mess last year. And yes, Ritter was terrible. ATL Coos had the line of the day so far. Did you see it? Did you see what he said?
Atlanta United?
No, I'm scrolling it up a little bit more to make sure that I don't miss it.
They'll choke it somewhere?
They'll choke it somewhere.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, probably. But I
mean, he was talking about the Falcons. I thought he was talking about something else when I saw it, when he said they'll choke it somewhere. And I went, like, when I looked down. The chat, you guys are such a huge part of this show. It's great.
It's time. Do your thing. Roll call Friday.
No, is it really?
Yes. Start lining it up, guys.
Already?
Already. Yes. It's time.
Holy crap. Okay.
I do need to, I'm going to promise you that I've been talking all this on the show. I need to talk to Sonic, because we do need something for Roll Call Friday. I need like a bugle horn blow. I need something. I need something like a bugle. I need something to kind of signify that we're starting Roll Call Friday, because we just kind of go into it kind of cold, because, like, you know, for other things. No, other things we have some some pop to our other segments that we do every day. So every week we have a Roll Call Friday, and I always feel it's kind of a weak intro where it's like, hey, it's time for.
I didn't even expect that one. That one froze me for a second. Put your 3-digit area code right now. Super chats, I saw them. They flashed by. We'll get to them at the end. Appreciate every one of you that do that, because that's like a direct cash deposit into the Brigade fund. Recruits are welcome to fire. I mean, that helps us keep doing the show, all that other crap. But it's football season, P-Roll, and it's official. We got a higher number than we had during the summer. So I think that can we make it 38.5 today? Is that a little bit? Sure. I know September we're going to be in the 40s every single Roll Call Friday. And there's no doubt about that. But let's see, boys. See, girls. Everybody here in the chat. See what you got. Put the roll call. 3-digit area code of the place you're at. Anything you want to say in addition to that, ideally city, state, so we know. P-Road has a map that we dab. We dab the map every single Friday. You're going to pay attention. Stay ready. And I mean, real quick before we start, because I got it here and I was thinking about it. Rossi got me all fired up, and it ain't going to be long. I mean, because we did Dougie Fresh and, you know, welcome to the show and all that other stuff last time. But I was just, I had Run DMC on my mind, and I just, it's really quick. All right. Because it is tricky.
That's what he said.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock a rhyme that's right on time. It's tricky is the title. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around, It's right on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. Tricky. That's the chorus. I can't roll my R's. Tricky. But I met this little girlie. Her hair was kind of curly. Went to her house. I bust her out. I had to leave real early. These girls are really sleazy. All they say is please me or spend some time and rock a rhyme. I said it's not that easy. Roll Call Friday is not easy either. But that's what we got. That's old school. That brings you back to the 80s, baby. You're walking around.
80s. That brings back to Creighton basketball. Creighton basketball plays that all the time,
right.
and they do a whole whole dance to it.
Because I start thinking about all this thing. In New York, the people talk and try to make us rhyme. They really hawk, but we just walk because we have no time. And in the city, it's a pity because we just can't hide. Tinted windows don't mean nothing. They know who's inside. I mean, that's just it is so many things that we can think about. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm done rapping. All we're doing right now is calling out names and avatars and 3-digit area codes over 38.5 on the second Friday in August, but really football season Friday. Chris Covey, looking good, brother. 843 Charleston, South Carolina, and I bet you weighed 125 in 4th grade, elementary school. That's a big dude. CBW 315 Oswego, New York, 85 extremely moist degrees. Oh, baby. PB 941 Venice, Florida, 90 degrees. Heading to happy hour. Go Pats. Take a picture of you and Mrs. PB with the hat at the bar. Post it. Look at this. Kevin Roper with a $5, not as a recruit, but as a first-time super chatter. Not going to be able to stay today, but 601 Hattiesburg, Mississippi was here. I'll catch the replay later today. Have a great weekend, Brigade. You do the same, Roper, every single week. Look, Chef B with a green 5 spot. Got to go pick up the little one, 401 represented. Have a fantastic weekend, Brigade. SHIFT? Man, love it. What? This is tremendous. Francisco Ochoa, double hats. The guy got 2 lids alternating. It's a great way to get them. Ask the BVB at gmail.com is the email, but hit the BVBshow.com. Put requests in. You got the text line. I'm answering questions. I need details. Fitted, not. All this other crap. What colors? It's more than just getting a hat in the mail or going on some Shopify site. A little more personal than that. But Francisco's got 2. That's a hell of a parlay. 951, Hemet, California. Butchie to Bookie. I know where. Some people know. Down south. We're just going to leave it at that. JC from KC, 216, Cleveland, Ohio, 80 degrees. Love it. Joe T with a Kansas basketball avatar. 620, Syracuse, Kansas. Does that say 96 degrees?
Hot.
That don't feel good in Kansas, does it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, baby. Mr. Anderson, Steve Anderson, 407, Orlando, Florida, 98 degrees and 75% humidity. And I hope Papa Anderson doing good. I really do. Thank you for being here, Mr. Anderson. Football Guy 97. This is awesome. 717 Lancaster, PA, repping the 412 for the Steelers game tomorrow. Little Football Guy 97's daughter, first Steeler game. And just a preview of one of my favorite things about today. He is meeting Lewis Rainmaker 512 for a tailgate. BVB, one of you mofos better be FaceTiming me tomorrow from the tailgate. Mrs. Rain is making it rain, cooking, hanging out. I love it when you guys get together outside of this show every day. You're meeting each other, making relationships. Thankful for it every day. One of my favorite things about today. Joe, the Fat Panda, Joe, TFP, 303, Denver, Colorado, 97 degrees, no wind and hot. Get that boy okay. There's ATL Coos, 404. Does that say, what is that, bear down? Is that what that means?
Bear down. Yep.
Okay. G-Bird, what's up, Lair? Lair got a picture of himself at the circus swim. How did he do that? Lair's in Buffalo, New York, 716. Dave got into the Legacy Club with a hoodie. Damn right I did. I'll do it again. SMH. I could dress up too if I need to. Thank you, Lair. Sonic 602, one of our all-time wrenches. The show went to a new level when Sonic got on board with us. I don't know what package is coming for Sonic someday, but he's here doing great stuff. Thank you, sir. 602 Phoenix. Dave's Daily Picks. 317 Lebanon, Indiana. Might be there. Check week 4. Dave's Daily Picks. I might need a ride. Rosie. 415 Bay Area, 75 and beautiful. Deuce Daily. Dog with a hat. Man, we may start a merch line. Deuce Daily Dogs with BVB hats. 978 Lowell, Massachusetts. We got hats for bats in Major League. We get hats for dogs, BVB. E. Ron Sean. 703 Centerville, Virginia, 87 degrees. My man keeps showing up. I owe this guy a hat for so long. I'm going to do it, E-Ron. Stay ready. Look who's back. Marcella Unda. 504 New Orleans, Louisiana. God damn, you look good, son. Good to see you here. Hot 93 degrees. Oh, yeah. We go from all the way down south to all the way up north. The other side of the world, the United States, 907 Ketchikan, Alaska. Scott Bartholomew, love when you pop in here every day on the Fridays especially. Brandon Rincon, 310 Culver City, California. Oh, beautiful 83 and sunny. Enjoy the football season, boys. It's going to fly by.
Always.
It is. It always does.
Always.
But, while we're here, we might as well have fun doing it. Appreciate you,
Amen.
sir. There's J. Dow Betts. I love this avatar. He's just sitting there smiling like this. 410 St. Michael's, Maryland. Have a great weekend, fellas. Hope the back feels better, Matt.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Do you know who he's with?
Who that?
Stipe Miocic,
Ooh.
UFC fighter.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Smetana, 507 Mankato, Minnesota. I don't mean to besmirch the Vikings all the time. It's going to be a long season for you, Alan. Daniel G, 989, Saginaw, Michigan. Be careful of choking hazards, especially on dirty birds. The chat's amazing. I love the chat. It's great. Lanus Crimmage, 705 Aurelia, Ontario. That's 26 degrees Celsius for our friends up north. 79 degrees Fahrenheit for us down here. The C, the F.
Well, Zach the Hat's in Ontario.
Linus. Hello. Look, it's Zach the Hat. I don't know all them legal books behind him. Zach the Hat's going to be the BVB lawyer at some point.
Right.
There he is checking in from the 705 Peterborough, Ontario. Thank you, sir. Ryan Andrew Fletcher. Look at that. What's he looking at? I feel like you're looking right at me, right through me. Ryan Andrew Fletcher on that thing. 703 Herndon, Virginia. Upper 80s, sitting poolside with my future wife and stepson. Life is good. Love you all. Love you too, Ryan Andrew Fletcher. Thanks for making us a part of your day today. PSU Sheppy, my man. I ain't got no pictures of PSU Sheppy with the hat on. Gave it to the kids. I got to get this guy old man hats. I ain't got no old man hats, Sheppy. Good to see you, 412 Skeens Day. We'll get that thing tightened up. Go Buccos. We'll do that and better to book it. Who's this Fatty Maris? Vancouver. Pickleball in the morning. BVB in the afternoon. Mariners win in the evening. Wait, they play the Pirates. They're losing today. Come on, Fatty. 68 and overcast in the 253. Have a great weekend, Brigade. We'll be talking about that next week. Pirates losing. Not tonight. Over the weekend. Blue Spader. Love you, bro. 702 North Las Vegas and Aliante. We will see you 100% at Circa next week. Live show. We're starting at noon Pacific. Get there. Do not talk to P-Roll for 1 hour before the show on Thursday. You want to talk to us, you'll talk to him after. You'll talk to me before once we get the equipment set up. Leave him go. We got Tess. We got a guest producer for the weekend that we'll be coordinating everything with. We'll surprise you guys with that one next week. Santana, 480 Tempe, Arizona. Vámonos Serpientes. That team is smoking hot right now. Justin McCullough, another AZ 602, Scottsdale, Arizona, 105, and about to hit the pool. Lather up. Protect yourself with that sunscreen. Gio DeWatt, my brother. That was a great visit last Friday. I apologize to the kids. I could not get to the games. Had a life somewhat emergency here.
Yeah.
Things were coordinated. You know I love you. I love them boys. 949 Seal Beach working on getting to the 702 next week for the third time this month. I will 100% see you then when you get here. Thank you for being here today and putting us on the TVs and them places, Hennessy's, all that other stuff next week. Sports Avenger, 724 Mercer, PA. Trying to reign. Eagles are undefeated. Might be their year. Slow your roll, Sports Avenger. Whoa, we didn't hear about the other birds? The Falcons. That's everybody's choice. St. Louis Ray, 314 St. Louis Sun has set on the Cardinals. You and me both, bro. I don't know. Looks done. Baseball season might be over. Mikey Awesome, my man, you got me today. Not telling me about the Dougie Fresh rap edit thing, and then me having 18 phone calls this morning and opening up Twitter and seeing the alerts and going, what did he do? Mikey, you did it great. 757 ODU, Brigadeville, Virginia. Thank you, Sonic, for everything. I heart the BVB Brigade LFGO. Love it, Mikey. Thank you for being here. Always. The Shrew. Oh, baby. We got to meet the Shrew. The Shrew's a big fan of the live show now. Follows along with us on the Sports Grid and all that other stuff. We got so many things happening, but the Shrew is 916, repping the BVB hat in Sacktown. Tell them I love it. JPC the fourth. Ooh, this is a yellow super chat, a 10 spot. Dave, the Falcons fans would say your current OC is the reason they stunk last year. I'm just saying. That was a low blow. Also, enjoy what could be the last Skeens Day. Oh, man. I mean, you're coming with the bad news. Like, that's a double parlay bad news of shit. Thanks, JPC the fourth. You know I love you. Have a great weekend, fellas. 313 Detroit. It's going to be my team, I think. I think I'm going to adopt the Lions full on for the NFC representation at the Super Bowl. Dave in Green Bay. Dave in Green Bay, I wanted to get you on today for the show to get a little Green Bay perspective. You're going to be our Green Bay correspondent. You came on the show in Chicago and absolutely knocked it out of the park. I was thinking of you today. I didn't know how to get in touch with you. I apologize. But Green Bay, Wisconsin, thunderstorm 70. Do you know T.C. Martin? He spent a year or two here in Green Bay on the radio. I sat next to T.C. Martin at a dinner last night, a celebration of life remembrance for Dave Koken. So, yes, I do know T.C. Martin. Thank you, sir. Rainmaker, 512. This is Uncle Lou. This is Rainmaker Lou, 412 Pittsburgh, PA. See you guys in a few weeks to sign up for the contest and celebrate my 50th. Lou is organizing things in Pittsburgh with Football Guy 97 this weekend. Lou's coming out. Lou made this shirt. I wore this shirt because Lou made it and gave it to me, and this thing feels good today, boys.
All right, so not only do we need the Roll Call Friday intro, we're going to need a welcome call of some sort for a new recruit, because I just think it's when you have somebody new, because maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe I've seen this before.
Oh, hello, BH. Working in the 812, but from living in the 270 Madisonville, Kentucky. LFG BVB. Love that. Thank you, BH. Don't get in trouble at work. I'll try to keep the swears down. C Hastings. 317 Indianapolis, Indiana, 83 degrees and sunny. Good to see you, Christian. Thank you for being here. Corey Macbeth. This is when the Midwest comes in strong. Go get in that BVB Survivor contest. You know, on the Splash Sports, it's a Big Ten Survivor only. It's different. It's fun. It's unique. It's 100, and it's winner take all. Corey Macbeth, 402 Omaha. Corey will probably, if he does it, pick Nebraska. Good luck with that, Corey. Thank you for being here, sir. Really appreciate you. TP, are you with me? Question mark. Hello. Good to see you, sir. He's been very busy this summer, but he's always thinking of ideas to help this thing grow. We appreciate you being here on a Roll Call Friday. 206 Seattle. Need the M's to win before it's too late. BVB to the moon. They ain't winning today. TP, are you with me? Skeens Day. Last word. 215 Philadelphia, baby. It's my life goal to beat Dave Sharpen.
Wow.
Who the hell's Dave Sharpen? That ain't me. Sheriff-Penn. It's right there in the graphic every day. Last word. I love you.
You're sharp. You're a sharp pen, Dave.
Sharpen. A lot of people say sharpen, schrappen. They pronounce it wrong. Man, I got pulled over in Arizona once driving back and forth from Vegas. The guy kept saying Schrappen, and I couldn't correct him because he said, you were going so fast, we were going to take you to jail, Mr. Schrappen. So you can call me whatever you want, sir. No
Right.
problem.
Right.
We'll meet you at some point. Last word. Delco Mike, 609 Cape May, New Jersey. Sunny and 85. Got the whole beach listening to the BVB today. We love the beach. We love you, Delco Mike. Thank you for being here, sir. Tell them all. Put it on a speaker. You could talk into that. What is that thing, that speaker that you talk to? What is that called?
Alexa?
What is it?
Alexa.
Yeah, I don't want to say it. Play BVB. Alexa, play BVB. But if you're having one, now you're listening to it on that too. Junebug, 479, Greenwood, Arkansas. We got Arkansas on the list. Oh, baby. Don't get us in the South. Oh, no.
We're in the South already. But South Carolina, we're good.
718 Queens. Adesanya crying. WTF.
I don't know. I got to look into that, what he's talking about, but we'll look into that.
We'll see. Addison, the wrench, the photographer, the guy that's responsible for we have a really nice package of information that we send out. It's a white sheet, one sheet. I don't know what the word is, but Addison took some of them pictures for us that are a part of that. Addison, we love you. This is the F1 portion of the show. 420 Indiana hockey. Listen, 2 months. F1 back next weekend.
99 days from the Vegas race. Yesterday was 100.
Well, there you go. That's the F1 portion of the show. Thank you for jumping in there with that. The Shrew, this is fabulous. Thank you, sir. We're trying our best. We do it every Friday. John, 724 Greensburg, PA. Skis night. Calling for rain. What?
Oh, no.
Going to get wet, but losses stop tonight. Be an ace. Big man, go out there and get a W. Oh, don't get rained out. That'd be terrible. Mark Schilling, 314 St. Louis, Missouri, headed this weekend to drop the daughter off in Chicago for her senior year. I'm going to need counseling. All of you, my kids are going to college next week. 2 of them out of the house. I don't know what that feels like. I know what one feels like, but 2, oh, baby. Fish Killer, 73, 540, Roanoke, Virginia, 80 degrees. What does that say? Hailing and humid?
Yeah.
What kind of parlay is that?
It was 90 degrees and hailing at my house on Monday.
I don't like when it hails. I don't like the noise it makes on my roof.
Of course not. But I asked this question to Amanda and Madeline. How cold does it have to be up there for ice to freeze and not melt on the way down when it's 90? Like, how big was it before it hit the air? Like, that was these are like pebble and marble size hail. And I was like, that thing might've been like a quarter or like a walnut size when it really fell. It's 90.
That's a very good question. That's a meteorology portion of the show, boys. Stay tuned every day at this time. Get in here. It's fun. We got plays. We got all this other crap. We got _ the Atom, the 303, Castle Rock, Colorado. It's one of the coolest avatars that we've ever seen on this show. It's a 4-piece pie for you people listening. All 4 Boston teams. It's a Red Sox. It's Pat the Patriot. It's the Spoke B wheel on the Bruins. And a little leprechaun guy for the Celtics. That's a hell of an avatar, Adam. Love it. Jim Belisle. It's Belisle. It got to be Belisle. Yo, Jim here. Friend of Geo to Watt by way of Seal Beach from North Andover. Currently visiting Sam Adams' grave in Beantown. Well, Jim, thank you. Tell Sam Adams we said hello. Tell him to hit the like button and the subscribe button too if he can.
Been gone for a while.
Kevin Whitrock, 608, Wisconsin. Dells, Wisconsin on family vacation with Mrs. Whitrock. Love it. Enjoy. School's coming soon. T. Sizzle, 5872, cloudy and Erie. Tim from the 814. Keep dabbing on the area codes in the PA, baby. Ian lights out. 717, Bushwick, Brooklyn. 84 and breezy. Stevie Fisher, what up, Fish? 313, Livonia, Michigan. We'll see Fish soon. Fish is coming to sign up.
Let's go.
My man, Train is pumping on the treadmill in Pittsburgh, PA. Train on the treadmill in the 412. Train coming to Vegas for the live shows. He's working on it.
Oh.
He shows up. Train is on the show. If you come to the show Thursday or Friday, noon to 2, we'll get you on in between Derek Stevens, Jeff Benson, Mike Palm, all the people. There's Tim Saley. I think that's how you say it. Saeli. Timmy, 74, cloudy on Lake Erie. Go Stillers! Sharpie _RW 303 Denver. Great picture. Big smile.
And with that, we hit 40. West Virginia is our 40th state.
John Serrett, 2 R's, 2 T's every single day here. 304 Oak Hill, West Virginia. Bet the over. We got there last night with the game under. We got the roll call Friday number over. We got better book it coming up. We got bonus time coming up. Tell them, P-Roll, get us out of here.
If you're watching live on YouTube, Twitter, don't move. If you're on the replay on SiriusXM or on Sports Grid, thank you for being here. We appreciate all of you. We hope to see you back on a Monday. Have a phenomenal weekend. For the rest of you, you're not moving because bonus time. Look at that, right in the last one. Right in the last one, we get to the over. Gotta like that right to the last one. All right, we're going back to the W here tonight because I'm only betting one baseball game. Dallas and Connecticut. Connecticut was an under machine for me before the break. Dallas is pretty much an over team, but I think Connecticut takes the air out of the ball here. I got 161. I believe the number is 159 currently. Am I right?
Numbers, I don't know. I can't believe you're betting this. This is very surprising to me. How do you know how anything's going to be?
Because last night was pretty much up to form. I watched it last night.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I paid attention to the numbers last night. So, all right, it went pretty much how we thought it was going to go.
Okay. Dead ass under?
It should be. Connecticut wins under. Oh, last night? No. Just watching where the numbers were going and like what happened last night. There were 3 games last night.
Okay. I'll say book it because I have no idea.
Okay. Seattle -7.
Why?
Atlanta's awful. Seattle's the second best team in the West. Atlanta's awful. What's the number? 9?
Hold on. Let me click refresh. Basketball.
159.5 for Butchie and 160 for that game. I got 161.
Yeah, the books need to over. Wow. 7 and 157. That number just moved.
Down or up?
Seattle, Arizona game. So no, we got 160 for a lot of places, which is low too. Seattle on the road after a break in Atlanta. I guess lay it. I bet it. I guess that's probably right.
All right, I'm not fucking around with your bullpen. Okay, I'm just not.
It sounds personal. What the?
Because I got fucked last time because I went ahead and backed your team and I backed Skeens and I bet the under for Skeens.
First 5.
Nope, I did this time. It's first 5. Last time was full game.
Oh yeah, forget that. No.
This is first 5 under 3.5 -130.
Okay. Gilbert's pitching.
I know.
The game should go under.
Yeah.
There might be 3 runs total scored in a game.
Yep.
The problem with this bet, for those of you that are afraid of -130 or juice or whatever, is that somebody runs into a ball and it goes over the fence for a 2-run homer, and then you might be screwed. But I think this is the right side. I like the game under. I like the first 5 under. And I like Skeens to right the ship today. But the better play I feel more confident about is the under. So that's a bet.
In case you guys are going to bet the UFC, I know I'm betting Adesanya. I'm taking Izzy. Izzy by KO I thought Rossi made a great point for KO. Usyk to win. Usyk to win this fight. I don't know what I'm doing with Gamrot and Hooker. I like the dog there, but Gamrot's such a big favorite, and I don't think the second round starts for Tuivasa and Rosenstrike. I think that's you can have the no to the second round starting or bet the under, but the price is pretty ridiculous for -180 on an under price. But Tuivasa by knockout, I like that as well. So in case you're just looking around for extra stuff, if you want to jump in for other stuff on the UFC
I got a couple better book at rapid fire for you because it's Friday and it's baseball, and we got the rest of the weekend to work and sign people up and all that other stuff. So I looked at the board and I went Minnesota at Texas. Texas is a small favorite, -115. Bet it or book it. Who do you got in that?
Who's pitching?
What?
Who's pitching for Texas?
Woods, Richland thing, or Haney for Texas?
Oh, Twins.
Minnesota plus money. Absolute. Yeah. That's a bet. I
Twins.
Agree with you. Houston Astros are somehow -280 against the White Sox in Crochet.
Oh.
Home team run line?
Yeah. I mean, its run line against the White Sox still further notice.
First game of the series, Crochet's going to go 3 innings or less. Astros, I think that's confidently laying it. Pirates, we did already. I think Skeens and under is good. The other game for the Midwest people, Cleveland and Milwaukee. Dead pick 'em. Minus 105, both sides. Williams and Savale. You got a side?
Only because I think the Yelich news was so striking that I might take the Guardians just because I don't know the Brewers are going to be like, uh-oh.
Little secret thing. The Shrew texted me this morning. He put a dog collar on the dog, Rocky.
Okay.
It's an Indians one. It's an old school. It says Indians, but it's the Guardians. They haven't lost since he put it on the dog. Cleveland's winning tonight. Little secret for you.
Like it. Favorite thing about today is what?
Got a couple things. It's crazy, but every day so far this week, I've gotten word from somebody that somebody passed. So my friend Hammer texted me this morning, and I told him I would just shout him out quickly and thinking of him. His mom passed this morning. Fraternity brother from Penn State. He got back to Pittsburgh. She stayed with us until he got there. He got to say goodbye. So, number one, tell the people in your life you love them every day because you really just don't ever know. Second favorite thing about today, I'll be on Sports Grid later while you're hanging out and doing your thing. I'm hosting the show with George Kurtz, and they said, Dave, we need you to drive today. That means I get to play P-Ralt's role and try to drag it out of George all day. We got guests. We got all these other things. I didn't want to bother you, but I was going to have you on as a guest. Either way, we talk to each other enough. Go do your thing. Enjoy dinner because I'll see you tonight at the Westgate and at the Circa. We'll be out all night doing our thing. Another favorite thing about today. So if you guys are watching or listening to the show, I'll be on 8 o'clock Eastern. I have no idea what's going to happen. I told them heavy baseball. We'll see what goes on. But number 3, my favorite thing about today is that you never know, like with the kids, if they're listening, if they're not, as you're doing being a dad and all this other stuff, being a parent. And I was worried little Consig might be a little bit like, you know, youngest child, little soft, little Charmin soft, and all this other stuff. And I found out yesterday that at recess and going for a ball, a 4 square, her ankle rolled. And she didn't tell nobody. She come home and told her sister, who then told their mother, who then told her other sister, I think something's wrong with Kendall's ankle. I went out to dinner last night at a celebration of life for Dave Koken. Got to see a lot of people in the industry. If you want to see a picture, go look at my Twitter at SportsBKC or Marco's because he posted the original picture. But I'm leaving, and they're all going to the doctor, to the quick care. And I'm like, what is wrong? Nobody wanted to tell me. Kendall said I rolled my ankle. I was like, wow. You're not even crying? Nothing? Let me see that thing. Got a little swelling, you know. Are you good, bro? She's like, yeah. Mama's making me go. I don't even feel like it's a problem. I said, did you put ice on it when you came home from school? And her sister said, yes, I made her. And I was like, okay. I was upstairs doing the shows. Nothing. No word about it. Got up this morning, watched her limp to get her shoes on. And I was like, okay. We're okay. Kid's tough. We got a little bit of inside of us. So my favorite thing about today is that little Consig, shout out, brother. You're doing good. I can't wait to see you after school. And she don't believe it when we talk about them. The kids don't believe when you and I talk about the kids. That's the best part. So,
hi, Otto.
Chris Otto, welcome, sir. Made it late. Good to see you.
I can't wait till we get, like, it was funny because I was having a conversation, like, because Amanda's learning this whole gambling thing. So it's fun to have conversations with her just about, like, what we do and why we do it and how we do it. And, like, and she's just like, so do you always have to bet like one thing? I'm like, no, normally there's basketball, football, and hockey. Like normally we have like a smorgasbord of things that we get like, and I'm like, I miss betting hockey. I miss betting college basketball. I miss betting NBA basketball. Like get me back to that damn part of the schedule. Like get me through August, like get me to September and I have college football. Get me to October with hockey. Get me to November with college basketball and NBA basketball.
Right.
Like it's all of it's about to happen. Like it's all starting. Like even see the numbers on the show. You just see like our numbers are coming back and people are coming back. Our roll call Friday got to 40 today. Like you just see this starting. Like my favorite thing about today is that like we're ending the week and this feels like the summer's over. Like this finally feels like it's done. Like summer is done. We are over with it. I know some of you guys on the East Coast, you still have a couple of weeks left, but really you don't because you got next week and then you have Labor Day and people go on vacation for the last time. And then your kids are back in school and everyone's in school across the entire country. So my favorite thing about today is that like, thank goodness we're done with this because I can't wait. I mean, every time we sign somebody up and we're doing it later on tonight, it reminds me of like, we got football coming. We're going to be putting this guy's picks in for 18, 19, 20 weeks, whatever is going to happen, whatever contest he's in or she's in. And like, it's just exciting to know that like, the optimism is so fun for everyone signing up for these contests. Right. Because I remember when we got in too, like you just get jacked up because you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Correct. And that unknown is worth the price of admission. Yep. Because you have these sugar plum fairy money bag things dancing in your head and you're wondering like, oh my God, what would I do if I had that check? What would I do if I got the blue coat put on me? What would I do if I won one of the contests in the Westgate? Like what would happen if I was able to get that? And it's such a unique thing because for the longest time, the Westgate Super Contest was for professional gamblers only. Mm-hmm. It was a professional gamblers event. No one had proxy service. Really, no one came in to do it. It wasn't part of that. It was like you lived in Vegas and you put it on your Twitter account. I came in 6th in the Westgate Super Contest. Yep. And then you sold picks off of it. And everyone's like, oh, you must know shit because you came in 6th in the Westgate Super Contest. And then Damon Graham won the fucking thing. And everybody went, wait a second. A barista won this thing? Yeah. He won $1 million. The next year, a farmer from Minnesota won it. And everybody was like, what the fuck? Back to back? How is this going? And everything went boom because it became a rec event. And it became, well, I bet every day. I'm a recreational better. Why? I could do this. Let's go. And it just started to grow and grow and grow. And to watch the Circa contest go to where it is now and what Derek Stevens is doing and putting his neck out there and saying, I'm guaranteeing you $10 million, whether we get 10,000 entries or not. You got 10 million. And you're like, holy shit, he's going to get it. He's going to get more than that.
He's going to get more.
10, 11, 12, like, millions, maybe 5,000 is the peak for millions. Maybe 5,000 entries will be what they will be. And maybe that's what we'll go back to next year. But Survivor keeps on growing. And we're having thousands of people come in with the anticipation, the dream, the hope, and like, let's just fire. Let's see what happens. It's really fucking cool. It's a thing on the proxy service that I did not think I was going to like as much as I do, because you just see that level of excitement when somebody's like, all right, we're in, let's go. They got no idea what's going to happen. Like they don't know what direction it's going to be, but yes, Chef Benny, hope is an awesome thing. It's fun. And look, as we've said, 75% of the Survivor contestants were out last year after week 3. After week 3. So if you survive to October, consider yourself lucky if you're alive. And then you just go and you go and you go with it. And then it gets really fun. I mean, it's a really fun way. And we have so many people across the entire country, from the East Coast in New York and Pennsylvania to the West Coast, Hawaii, people coming over. It's awesome.
I can't wait to see how many states we end up with of people that are in the contest and just get to meet, because we're gonna have a bunch. I mean, we have, I don't know how many different states. We have a couple different countries. It's awesome, and you'll see the stories that will develop. There's this show that's coming out. One of the guys that won it last year put in the wrong pick to survive on Thanksgiving.
On purpose or by his proxy?
He sent the wrong pick.
Oh, no.
He wanted to pick the Lions, and he picked the Packers. The Packers won.
That's amazing.
He thought he was dead.
That's amazing.
The story's incredible. That's just one of them. There's so many.
And he winds up splitting the pot.
Amazing.
I'll leave you guys with this. I saw this morning on social. I thought it was pretty cool. There's only 2 people in your life that you have to be worried about impressing. It's not your parents. It's not your kids. It's not your teachers or your leaders. It's the 8-year-old inside of you and the 80-year-old you're going to become. Live up to the 8-year-old who had dreams. Live with that type of vitality. Live with that type of love of life. And then get to 80 and look back, and hopefully you've had all the same situations and same types of impressions that you have had. Because I want to see 80. It's a goal of mine for a long time.
That's a number.
80 is a number. I want to see 80. 47. I want to see 80. And everything I do is try to get myself to get to see 80. And my back is fucked up and I got to get it fixed. Got to figure out a way to get it fixed immediately. Guys, have a great weekend. We will talk to you on Monday. Dave's on Sports Grid tonight. You can watch him later on tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Sports Grid. And we're back on Monday for a brand new BVB.